Hey, what's up, my little tattletales? How are y'all doing? If you are Jennifer Lopez, then baby, your friends are spilling all your secrets. You guys, we are getting a blast from the past, a new insight to what actually happened with Ben and Jen and why the wedding got called off in the first time. Now listen, you guys know I've been very skeptical about Ben. I think he is a mess. I think that he loves the attention that J-Lo brings him. He loves being a star couple, but I also think whenever that attention gets too much for him, he turns around and lashes out at J-Lo and blames her for bringing the energy that he signed up for. Do you know what I'm saying? Ben is very, very self-destructive. Even his ex, Jennifer Garner, is saying it's just like he just has little kid energy. I just, the fact that Jen's dressing like a Mormon, the fact that Jen is literally changing her name to Affleck, didn't sign a prenup, running after him. If Ben seemed like he was completely changed his ways and there was good coming, then I would say good for them. But the more and more we see, there's just something quite off. Now, a lot of you guys were in my comments being like, actually, Tisa, Jennifer broke up with Ben. To which I said, girl, tell that to somebody else. I know what it looked. Listen, there's a such thing when you break up with someone. There's also a such thing that when someone makes things so unbearable and so untenable that you are forced to leave them. To me, that's somebody breaking up with me. If somebody's cheating, treating you bad, and you're begging them to stop and they don't, did you really break up with them? Or did they force you to break up with them? Well, guess what, guys? It looks like whoever said that Jennifer was the one that broke up with, if Jennifer was the one that broke up with Ben, whoever said that is dead wrong. You guys, new reports are coming out, and guess what? Everything that happened in 2003 looks like it is repeating itself. I want to get into this. It's a lot of tidbits, but one thing it does confirm is Ben was the one that broke up with Jennifer. It broke her heart. He couldn't take the attention. He couldn't take this. Now, again, why do I say history is repeating itself? Because don't forget, the same thing that happened in 2002. Jennifer and Ben started to get all this media attention. Jennifer loved it. She understands the type of fame she has and how to make it grow. Ben, on the other hand, was on some, I don't even know what Ben's problem was. He enjoyed it. He participated in it. He wanted it. But when he couldn't control that fame and people started talking about his questionable work product, right? Then he turned on Jennifer and blamed her for every mistake that he ever made. I find it interesting that one of the reasons he said that he couldn't stand being with Jennifer was because of 2 failed movies. When he turned around and married Jennifer Garner, after also starring in 2 failed movies with her. Again, I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Ben is Jen's happy ending. I do believe that for Ben, Jennifer is his option, that right now he wants to exercise. I hope I'm wrong, but y'all, listen to this. Tell me you don't see similarities. Finally married. The real reason why Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck called off their first wedding nearly 20 years ago. They said the world rejoiced when Jennifer Lopez finally married Ben Affleck during a ceremony in Georgia. But it wasn't the first time they were supposed to say I do. Anyway, they say they're supposed to marry in September 2023, but the ceremony was called off days before, leaving friends and family scrambling their last-minute travel plans. Now, here's what I will say. I do remember when Ben called this off, and I'll say this. I would have never talked to Ben again. Coward, you could have called it off, but why did you have to wait until a few days before? Now, get this. Okay, so let's set the scene. Jennifer is sitting there talking about some I do, you know, doing her little boom, bop, 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 chakalata dance moves and singing slightly off key, all right? So that's the mood. And she's in the mirror and she's getting ready, practicing her vows. You know, J-Lo loves a good movement. So the phone rings. It's Ben on the line and he's telling her that the wedding is off. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so they start off by Ben saying, it's all for attention. No, that Ben doesn't sound like he talk like that. Listen, how does Ben Affleck talk? I don't know. To me, I imagine it being whiny, but I can't remember how he sounds on screen. But that's probably because I've tried to forget every role he's been in since Good Will Hunting. Anyway, even Gone Girl, remember that movie? But I swear to God, I think he was playing himself. A dirtbag. Okay, right? Saying it's all the attention. Ben told J-Lo over the phone just days before wedding. J-Lo quickly realized her worst fears were coming true. She ignored her gut for weeks, believing the actor's distance was nothing more than pre-wedding jitters. Now, if you Google around that time, Ben was popping up in casinos with waitresses, gambling all night. Again, when Ben wants Jennifer to leave him because he knows that Jennifer gloms onto him, he doesn't actually do the manly thing and just be like, oh, it's not working. He literally just tries to give her the hint by making it so difficult to hold on to him that she never lets go. Okay, so back to this little story. Okay, so Jennifer said, I know something's wrong. She cried to her girlfriend shortly after the conversation with Ben. Now, one pal said that Jennifer thought Ben was getting cold feet. However, J-Lo soon realized it wasn't nerves. They said Jen was devastated. She called him a coward and cried. But the worst was yet to come. Not only did she get broken up with, but she had to tell the world that her fiancé left her. They said J-Lo was so distraught that she couldn't even bring herself to deliver her news to her grandmother, Guadalupe. Ben ain't ish for this, but you know what? Ugh. The actress' personal assistant was the one who told Guadalupe, and she didn't take Ben's decision lightly. Wait a second. Jennifer told her assistant to tell her grandmother, never mind, Meemaw, you don't have to come to the wedding. Jennifer Lopez was wild for that one. What the heck? She was wild. Who? You sent your assistant to tell your grandmother? Oh my God. Listen. So anyway, they said that the grandmother was looking sad for a few days. It was all too much for her. Now, they said despite Ben pulling the plug on their wedding date, Guadalupe held out hope. She said, I know the wedding had been called off. I hope it wouldn't happen soon. But then again, they put out a joint statement blaming the media for the wedding postponement. They attempted to put on a united front, staging a dinner at a celebrity hotspot to make sure paparazzi caught photos of them together, but that was a smokescreen. No matter how hard she tried, J-Lo couldn't glue their relationship back together. Now, also, let's not forget, side note, Ben was literally telling people 3 years later when he got engaged to Jennifer Garner that he fell in love with Jennifer Garner on the set of Daredevil, a movie they taped in 2002. Ben and Jennifer ended up ending their engagement in 2003. Now, I'm not saying Ben Affleck cheated on Jennifer Lopez with Jennifer Garner, and one of the reasons he didn't marry Jennifer Lopez and got cold feet is because he wanted to pursue a relationship with Jennifer Garner, somebody who was more on his speed and more of what he actually wanted. But I am saying that he got married to this woman. She was already 3 months pregnant, and they ended up being married for 10 years. Okay. And he did say they fell in love in 2002. Now get this. They said Jennifer's heart sank when she learned the truth in the office of his public relations rep. The relationship was over. The arguments continued, with Ben finally telling her he wanted to give it some space. Oh my God. So Ben told Jennifer in the office of his PR person, yes, they are a Hollywood couple, of course they're in the PR, that he didn't want to do this anymore. You guys, this is really, really sad. And Ben said he wanted to give us some space. Ben and Jen didn't talk after that, and it wasn't until nearly 20 years later that they rekindled their relationship. How did they rekindle the relationship? I'll tell you. If you guys remember, Ben wrote her a letter, and of course, once she saw that letter, they started hanging out, and it was on again. Listen, I don't know what's going on with Jennifer Lopez. She has not been having luck with men, and again, this has nothing to do with Jennifer Lopez. Just because A-Rod was a cheater, Mark Anthony was in love with the Coco, and all this stuff, this has nothing to do with Jen. But I will say she keeps picking the same type of personality, the same guy, and having the same effect. You guys, Anyway, I just wanted to bring that to you. There's a lot of other stuff coming out. I'm going to make some videos about this, but I don't know. I hope I'm wrong about this, but Jesus. Anyway, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments, and I will talk to you later. Bye.